depending on how we feel about the outcome of this, I might want to switch spots with you.
Oh, why?
It's my better side. Inaugural edition of It Could Be Anything.
Episode 2.
Okay, so we are drinking classic Negronis. We even have a Negroni t-shirt on. The back is cool, but I'm not going to show it right now. We are going to go through a bracket of movie franchises. You'll remember a few months ago we found... bye.
Cut that in post.
Okay.
You guys could cut that.
The producer is a cat. Okay, so a few months ago you found one that was like March Madness bracket for one-hit wonders. And that was like a 3-cocktail night that turned into best movies of all time bracket. And I like this one because it's movie franchises, and we have been deep into those ever since COVID, really. When we're like, let's pick one, and we're going to stick to it. No matter how terrible they are, we're going to watch all of them. Okay?
Okay. I have a few comments and feedback already. We need microphone arms.
I know, and I've been worried about how much I will move away from mine.
Because, like, I have to be like this the entire time to get up to it. And, like, I want to be, like, back here.
Yeah.
And I need the microphone to be, like...
Yeah. You're supposed to eat
so
your microphone.
But,
Okay. How much are those?
I mean, probably, like, $150 each.
You should get some.
Yeah. To get a decent one, you need to find one that is... They make them table mounted, which would work here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just clip it onto the table.
Okay.
Which is probably ideal. Like, I don't think you want a floor stand one because then it's not going to be as sturdy.
Okay. I'd rather do table.
Yeah. Okay, so... bracket.
Does he have 1 foot forward, or is that the pillow?
He's got 1 foot forward.
He's so perfect.
I know.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
What are you doing on your phone?
I was just making sure it's turned off.
Sure. Checks Teams.
Okay. Phone is off.
God, I wish I had a supercut of you bitching about me being on my phone too much when I was a workaholic. Because now it's you.
Well.
I take a nap every day. All right. First one. Alien versus X-Men.
Alien versus Predator.
Okay.
False.
It might end up against it later, but the first one is Alien versus X-Men.
Okay. Alien versus X-Men.
You got really serious already. Well,
I think that we can all agree that Alien. Well, fuck no.
Alien gets so bad.
And
Remember the
first,
like basketball scene in the like
Yeah.
resurrection one
Yeah.
or whatever?
And he's got like his guns hidden in his wheelchair and stuff.
Oh God.
That's the thing is that like,
How do they have a basketball court on a spaceship?
are they on a spaceship on
remembering
that
that?
one, or are they on a
Like a planet?
They've landed somewhere.
Even weirder.
Maybe they are on a ship.
Of
though.
all the things to spend time on and space on.
Because the third one, that's the
Okay, we have to go back to the beginning. We do this every time we talk about Alien. All right, Alien is a great movie. No, that's Alien. Aliens is where she saves the little girl and has the cat, or is the cat with her in the first one?
Alien has the cat.
Okay, and she's with the crew, and everybody dies except her.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Aliens, is that where it starts, and there's an alien on her spaceship, or is that the beginning of 3?
That's the beginning of 3.
Okay.
Aliens, she's like recruited to go back to the mining planet or whatever to like lead their team, and there's the little girl that's hiding there.
There's a colony, and everyone's
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, everybody's dead, and they're like mostly on the planet, and then they escape,
Okay.
and like she's in the little mech suit thing, and she fights it on the.
And that's what makes it a cool movie, honestly, because that's so iconic.
And then Alien. I don't know what's next, to be honest.
There's Resurrection.
Oh wait,
Okay, wait. Pause.
yeah.
I feel like the whole franchise is elevated a little bit if you include Prometheus and What's the most recent one? It's not called Prometheus. Those are good.
Oh, it's Alien something. They called it Alien.
Ooh, it was. Wasn't it like a churchy word?
It wasn't Insurrection, was it?
I'm looking.
Or was that a game? Alien Insurrection. Or that's one of the movies. I don't fucking know. Is Alien 3 called Alien 3?
No, it's like Resurrection or something.
No,
or maybe that's the fourth
Resurrection's
one.
the fourth one, I think.
Okay. Is she in all of them?
Okay, let's just.
Sigourney Weaver.
Could you pull up, producers? Could you pull up the list of Alien movies in
Look,
order?
he's just asleep over there.
What do we pay him for?
Alien 3.
Okay.
3 times the suspense, 3 times the danger, 3 times the terror. Oh, and then Alien Resurrection is after that.
Yeah. So Alien 3, they crash land on the prison planet.
Oh, right.
Because it starts with them.
Covenant.
Covenant.
That sounds churchy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're on the ship. They've escaped. And it turns out that like there was an alien. It like
On the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kills the girl. I'm pretty sure the girl.
Probably, because what's she going to do?
Newt dies, like off camera.
Right. And she just talks about it.
And there's a guy with them too. And he comes back in some way at some point. I don't fucking know.
Anyway, all right. So.
Okay, so then we get Alien Resurrection, which is the one where she is brought back to life.
That's the basketball one.
Yeah. I like how you refer to it as the basketball
Because
one.
it's ridiculous that there's a basketball scene in a movie in
Yeah.
space with aliens.
And then technically there's Alien vs. Predator movies, which we are not going to count in the stuff. And then there's Prometheus and Covenant. What was Alien? Maybe I just made that up.
What are you trying to figure out?
I know there's like Alien
Wow, Predator's not on this.
Isolation or something.
No.
No, I'm talking about games.
Oh. This podcast is about movies, not games.
Excuse me. Editor's note. This is about movies.
Did you get that triple?
I mean, they made a lot of games from this, and I bet they were all bad.
Uh-oh. Baby bean.
Evolution, Isolation. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Back to the point.
Yeah.
Alien
so-
versus X-Men.
X-Men are terrible movies.
They're really terrible movies.
Like, they're really bad.
But remember how cool they were when we were like in our 20s and they were coming out and we're like, oh, let's go see it. And like, it was a big deal to go to the movie theater and see the latest X-Men movie.
Everybody's in leather, and like...
That's your problem with it.
They've got their like leather 90s, early 2000s leather suits.
Yep.
I remember going to see X-Men. How many movies did they make?
Probably 12 too many.
Did they call it was just like X-Men 2 and X-Men 3. They didn't have titles, right?
I feel like there's always a subtitle.
Like X-Men Last Stand.
Bean.
You can't talk to the Cat Spoiler podcast.
He's under the couch.
Oh, well, that's a problem. This is going to be a problem for us.
Bean. You're really cute, but you can't do... Yes, you are, but you can't do that.
He hates when we talk, so this is gonna be, we can't podcast. The podcast is now canceled.
Oh, we bought all this equipment for no reason.
Well, no, this is the side benefit of having the equipment.
What's the side benefit?
Like, this is not, we didn't buy the stuff for our own personal podcast.
What? Okay. X-Men movies.
It's X-Men X2, X-Men Last Stand,
Last Stand.
and then
And then they made like 8 more movies.
and then the Wolverine movies, and then they made the prequel films, which was First Class, Days of Future Past,
I thought those were pretty good.
Apocalypse,
Those were exciting.
and Dark Phoenix.
Isn't Apocalypse
Yeah, it's Oscar Isaac. Is Apocalypse.
You don't deserve this, but you're gonna get one anyway. That was actually really scary. He's got like fluff right here, so he was doing this with me, but also trying to shake it off, so it looked like.
This is why we need to set up like a podcast area and not do this out here, because he's gonna terrorize us.
Okay.
And chairs are squeaky.
That's why we're testing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously, this isn't like a episode, and we're like, "Fuck." Well, we're gonna have to release it.
All right. Answer quickly. Alien, X-Men.
Wait, I have more deliberation to do.
Okay.
Like, the X-Men movies are terrible.
Yeah.
And like, I remember when Last Stand came out, and like the "I'm the Juggernaut bitch" scene and everything. I think I went to see the midnight showing of that with my friends. And
Oh god, that guy was annoying.
Yeah.
That wasn't funny.
But it was like the cool, like when you're in high school, it's like the coolest fucking thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, like for their time, they were great. The X-Men Origins movie, the first Wolverine movie, where they
Oh yeah.
totally bastardized Deadpool,
Mm.
and it was Ryan Reynolds, which is funny.
That is really funny.
And he's like got laser vision, and his
Do you
mouth
think that
is covered.
Oh, the covered
yeah.
mouth really freaked me out. But do you think that gave them the idea to do Deadpool?
I mean, I'm sure that
It sounds like a
led to it.
stupid question, but like
I bet at the time they were like, we're never gonna do a Deadpool movie.
and it felt like a
then
joke and it's Ryan Reynolds.
Everybody was like, fuck off. This movie is terrible. You guys ruined this
Yeah.
character. And I bet you anything, like Ryan Reynolds or somebody in that circle was like, let's do it for real.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what I was getting
yeah.
at with that question, right? Because it kind of did feel like a throwaway, ridiculous thing. And like, I love Ryan Reynolds. I think he's great. This is not against him at all. But like, they made Ryan Reynolds play that weird character.
Yeah.
So like, they obviously didn't put enough stock in it. But then Deadpool became this like, was Deadpool the first like hero movie that turned it on its head and they had fun with it? Like, remember when Thor Ragnarok came out and it was like, thank God it's not just like another serious fucking same narrative arc as
Yeah.
always. Deadpool was like totally ridiculous.
I mean, in that, well, it's not really even in a, it's not even in the Marvel. It's like technically a Fox thing, I think.
well, I didn't say that universe. I said
But-
hero movie.
Maybe to a degree.
Mm.
I mean, like some of the Spider-Man movies, they had fun with it, but it was still very like drama driven and.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there's X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then what was the other one? X-Men. The other Wolverine movie where he like launches himself from the motorcycle at the helicopter.
Oh my God.
And what else happens in that one?
X-Men Apocalypse, X2, X-Men United, X-Men First Class, X-Men.
Wait, what's
Animated.
X-Men United? Oh, X2 is X-Men
Yeah.
United. It's called the Wolverine. Yeah, called the Wolverine.
But not X-Men Origins Wolverine.
No.
It's just the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Really original.
Yeah. they're reaching on that one. And Logan was good.
Jesus, that was 10 years ago. Logan, I thought was good. Which is the one where they're like trying to like collect and recruit all the X-Men,
First Class.
and they show up in the bar, and it just
like,
shows
"Fuck
him for like a
off."
minute. Yeah, he's like, "Fuck off!" I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I always think
Um,
Patrick Stewart's in a wheelchair.
Oh, in real life.
You're like, he is.
I mean, in that movie, he is. First Class was cool when it came out.
First Class was really cool when it came out. I think we like bought that on Blu-ray, and it was
Yeah.
so exciting.
Days of Future Past, we watched in theaters,
Yep.
and I don't think we ever watched it again. Apocalypse, I don't think I watched until we watched it in a hotel room.
Exactly. And that was the one and only time I saw it.
And then Phoenix, we watched.
Oh, in the best
Yeah.
movie theater in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Electric Cinema in
Yeah.
Notting Hill.
That was cool.
We had Negronis.
Mm-hmm.
Where did we eat? Distillery.
Yeah. So, and it was a terrible movie. Yeah.
Really bad.
Like, it was okay, but it was just like, why are we still watching these movies?
I think that because Electric Cinema was like a boutique, really small, one screen location, and we had like one chance to see a movie, it was kind of like,
Yeah.
well, this is it.
I don't even remember this. They made a spin-off called The New Mutants, which was a horror movie in 2020. But all that to say,
I don't think you're actually deliberating here. I think
Yeah.
you know your answer.
all that to say, I think Aliens are better. The Alien movies are better.
Agreed.
With like in the middle, and I think we said this last time we watched that entire series. The middle bit of Alien, when you are in like the 90s, early 2000s or whatever, and they're just like off the rails weird, with Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, they get bad. They're not great movies.
Those are terrible.
Yeah.
But I think if the thing is, you're pitting one franchise as a whole against the
Yeah.
other,
But if you
overall,
looked at, even just looking at Alien and Alien 2,
that's what I'm saying.
skip to Prometheus.
Exactly.
And whatever the last
Those
one's
bring
called.
the group average up.
They're not like fantastic, and I think I have my Prometheus and whatever the last one called, Covenant.
Covenant was not bad.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender's cool, even though like his character is kind of drives you crazy a little bit.
And he like tricks you, right?
Yeah, but Alien, that's my choice.
Agreed.
Oh, you already picked it.
Because I could have picked it 15 minutes ago.
Got it.
All right. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
This one's tricky. We're going to have to make a decision here. Because it's the Mission Impossible franchise
Okay.
versus Spider-Man. I know what you're going to say.
When we talk about Spider-Man, are we talking about
Which
Spider-Man
Spider-Man?
1, 2, and 3 with Tobey Maguire, or are we talking about all of Spider-Man?
I feel that we have to choose one because to
Oh,
me,
well, shit.
they're different franchises. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield,
But they tie them all together.
Tom
Holland. They tie them all together.
Feels like a cheat to include all of them.
The multiverse of
If it's the Spider-Man multiverse,
yeah.
my problem here, my hesitation is Mission Impossible started with like such a classic movie.
Yeah.
The OG Mission Impossible is so good. Mission Impossible 2 kind of sucked. And then I feel like they weren't bad.
With like who is it, like John Woo or whatever, who's the
Ugh,
director,
yeah.
and it's like he does like the like cartwheel flip kick. And
But
it's
like perfect eye contact with Tom Cruise and the girl
Yeah.
as the like car is spinning off a cliff. They
Yeah.
have like, I hate shit like that.
Yeah, that was like prime early 2000s shitty action movie.
Yeah. So, okay, that brings the group average down. The others were good, but not like,
The most recent ones are not bad.
they're not bad.
Tom Cruise is weird.
Definitely. Then you have Henry Cavill as the bad guy, and like, when do you ever get Henry Cavill as the bad guy?
Yeah.
And he did it really well.
Those are good movies. But if we're talking about Spider-Man, and like, just really quick, Tobey Maguire era Spider-Man movies.
Sounded like you said Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
like that episode of Friends.
They're like
Spider-Man.
prime early superhero movies are picking up, and like kind of self-deprecating, but also just like not great movies. You know, especially the first one's okay. Second one is like, what?
When he like bursts into the hospital room and he makes, or not hospital room, I guess into her house, Aunt May's house, and he makes her finish her prayer. Finish it!
Oh yeah.
Deliver us from evil! It's so bad.
And the whole like evil Tobey Maguire thing. Where it's,
oh
like,
God, ew.
very and like, you know, it's funny when you look at it through like it's like making fun of him, and he's still a nerd, and like you get that, but like it's, and like I think that, you know, nerd talk here, but like there's one approach to that is that like you're seeing his like skewed perception of it. And like if you had seen it in real life, you'd be like, that guy's a fucking loser. But in his mind, he's
It was
like
so
the
cool.
coolest guy ever.
In the bar when he's doing like the weird
Yeah.
dance and like, isn't it like a jazz bar or
yeah,
something?
there's a whole musical element.
That's really like, whose
Yeah.
decision was that? All right, but Andrew Garfield era.
People hate the Andrew Garfield movies.
Why?
I think they're good.
I don't think they're bad. Do we have to go through the whole Uncle Ben thing? We do, don't we? Yes. Yes, because he goes to the fight and he sees him
Yeah.
get shot and everything. Okay, this
Yeah.
is what I liked about Tom Holland.
Is they skipped it.
Skip over it. I don't need to go through this again.
4 times already.
I don't need to go through Uncle Ben
Yeah.
dying in the street again.
Yeah.
This is just like Batman. I know what happened to his parents.
Yeah.
I'm good. It's a tough one.
I think I'm gonna say Mission Impossible.
I'm kind of leaning towards that too.
Yeah.
Because Mission Impossible, especially again, the first one, that is one of those Staten family movies. I remember watching that as a kid. And again, being the youngest of 4, I'm watching a movie that I should not be watching. Like watching the woman get stabbed through the fence
Oh yeah.
is traumatizing when you're like 8 years
And
old.
the guy getting like crushed by the elevator.
That, right in the face.
And you're just like,
I kind of became afraid
Man.
of like flat, like stick gum.
oh yeah.
Because I'm like, is it going to explode in my mouth? It's not like two-tone gum, but
Yeah.
still, it's kind of scary.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm 8. That means Morgan was 15.
Yeah.
My parents are probably like, meh.
I mean, we won't talk about this movie in this because it's not a series, but like that's like, I feel like, so like you know this, but like my mom wouldn't let me watch Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles for a period of my life because it was too violent.
The cartoon,
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
Or any of it. You know?
I kind of want to watch Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
the live action
I hope
movie,
that series is in here because it's the winner.
It's a franchise.
Um,
It would win against all others.
but at the same time, like my mom took me to see, what was it, The Cell or something, and like Pan's Labyrinth in theaters when I was like a child.
I would argue that Pan's Labyrinth is one of the most terrifying
Yeah.
movies I've ever seen.
The Cell, and like it had like Natalie Portman in it or something.
I'm trying to, I recognize the name. I can't
Cell.
remember exactly what it is.
2000 sci-fi movie.
You were 12.
I was 12. It's got don't need that. If our producers weren't fucking sleeping right now.
Don't.
I just like pretending like they're people. Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so I clicked on a link to go to IMDb and
Okay,
it took me
search
to
for
the main
the song.
page.
Just
So
do
I'll
that.
I'll search again.
God, you get so upset.
It's 2023. It's
Isn't that
got
weird.
Jennifer Lopez in it.
What?
And Vince, did I say Vince Vaughn?
Let me see. Whoa.
So it's like like psychological sci-fi
With
like
Jennifer Lawrence.
there's like a comatose
Lawrence?
Lopez, not Lawrence. There's a comatose serial killer and like there's this whole scene with like they're in his mind or something like that and there's like a horse that's been like cut
Nope.
into segments.
I don't want to. Nah, I'm good.
And it's like and I remember I'm like in the theater, I'm 12 years old and I'm like,
And do
Can
you
I
remember?
leave?
Do you remember looking over at your mom? Was she just eating popcorn, or
I
was
think
she
we were
like
there
uncomfortable?
with my brother and I think she was aware that I wanted to leave.
Harry or AJ?
AJ, my older brother.
Okay.
And I left. Like eventually I was like, I don't want to watch this. And she took me out to like the like lobby and I got to play arcade games for the rest of the movie. So that was cool.
Well, she went back in and watched
Yeah.
the terrifying psychological.
I think she stayed
thriller.
with me for a while.
Okay. All right.
She's not a bad mother.
That's a different podcast episode.
Okay, we'll save that one.
I'm not saying she's a bad mother.
No.
That's a different podcast
Yeah.
episode. But like, let's just not even. Okay, so we're gonna say Mission Impossible,
Why are we talking about the cell? Oh, because Mission Impossible is
a movie I shouldn't have watched at
Starring
the
movie,
age.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So the point of that story was that like, yeah, our parents would be like, you know, that's dangerous or that's not appropriate for you to watch, and then they'd like put something on where some guy gets stabbed through a fence.
Right. Like my dad didn't
Yeah.
like us watching The Simpsons.
Right.
Because they would say things like "shut up," which looking back, I appreciate that about my dad. But like, we all said that shit.
Okay, what's next? Mission Impossible wins.
Men in Black versus Shrek.
I'm going to go with Shrek.
I'm going with Shrek immediately. I'm not.
Yeah.
This doesn't even need.
We don't even have to like debate that, especially because that picture. Men in Black, first Men in Black movie is good for what it.
But yeah, I'm like, it's a
for
franchise. Yeah,
But,
I
like,
guess.
I never saw the most recent one.
It was recent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I didn't even see. I don't remember the second one.
Men in Black 2. What's it about?
Couldn't
I don't
tell you.
know. Okay, Shrek's better.
Agreed. All right, this one's tough. I saw this earlier as a little preview, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a long conversation."
Okay.
Watch, you're gonna be like, "Oh, obviously this one," and we're gonna move on. Lord of the Rings versus James Bond.
Oh fuck.
That's really hard. I mean, Lord of the Rings is based on one of the most like iconic, classic literary works. Works or work? Works of all time. It's the book that you were made to read in high school, and only 10% of the class actually read it.
Yeah.
But amazing movie series. However, we both know how we feel about James Bond. They're not good movies.
No, they're terrible.
But we love them.
Most of them are terrible, but I'll watch them and like.
We
but,
have
you know,
every year we've watched every Bond movie except No Time to Die, which we both seem to be like pretending
Oh yeah, we
doesn't
didn't
exist.
even watch it again this time.
We're like, oh, I guess we should
yeah.
watch
It's time to watch
that
that.
show. There's that really
Yeah.
good show.
Okay, Lord of the Rings, fantastic movies, and like especially for when they came out, like mind blowing.
Mind blowing.
For like when they came out.
Wait, which one are we talking about?
Lord of the Rings.
Okay, Lord. I was on James. I looked down and saw Sean Connery lighting a cigarette, and I'm
Yeah.
like, mind blowing?
Yeah, I mean like
The way he seduces women was just so
that's
impressive.
where I learned everything.
Okay, Lord of the Rings, mind blowing.
Right, mind blowing, and like even to this day, you can watch those, and like there's some things like when you get to the Ents and all this other stuff where you're like, okay, it's a little dated, but most of it you're like, yeah, this is real life. Like still, you know what I mean?
I didn't know that's how you felt about it, but I like it. I've
Like-
rewatched that twice a year for
Yeah.
like a decade. I rewatched it in December, and in January I was like, kind of want to watch Lord of the Rings again.
The average on Lord of the Rings is brought significantly down
By what?
by the Hobbit movies.
That's a different franchise, in my opinion.
That's part of the,
You know what I thought you were gonna say? Nope. You know what I thought you were gonna say? The average is brought down
by I choose a mortal life.
No. Okay. Put
Okay.
a pin in that for one second, 'cause
everybody
I don't want to
listen-
forget mine.
Listen for a second. If I'm talking about,
So we're not putting a pin.
I'm
No
talking
pin.
about being immortal and living forever, or being amortal.
But hold on. More importantly, the distinction is equivalent to I want to be with you forever,
Yeah.
and no, I'd rather live
Yeah.
forever. So like that's the even more important distinction. So like, what
So-
producer heard
so-
her say that line?
And what sounds more natural, saying I choose a mortal life or I choose immortal life? I choose to be immortal, or I choose, and see, like even now, it sounds like I'm saying the same thing back and forth. But that line probably comes from the book, but it's stupid.
I mean, now I need to go get the book and see because we have some copies upstairs. But I mean, it's an important
Because
moment.
if I were Aragorn and you were like, I choose immortal life, I'd be like, fuck off.
Cool.
What- I mean, why did I come here?
Great. Did she say it to him or to her dad?
I think to their dad.
Still, though, I mean, there definitely is that moment where you're like,
Yeah. Did she just? I mean, why? I guess she's going with him.
So I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
the average of Lord of the Rings is brought down by how much Frodo falls
Yeah.
and is a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, he's a whiny little bitch.
But that's not what you said.
Yeah.
I love those movies. To me, I don't have a lot of those moments rewatching them in 2023 and feeling like this didn't really age.
Yeah.
Like some of the CGI stuff, you're like, okay, CGI early 2000s.
Yeah,
which,
that's
by
what I
the
was
way,
saying, like, about the Ents
early
and stuff.
2000s. It's been like
That's what I
20
meant
years.
earlier.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Edit that out.
No, we're keeping all this in.
Hi. I love those movies. I kind of wish I have read the books by now.
You haven't read the books?
No, because in high school I had a job, and I'm like, I'm not gonna read.
I didn't read them in high school either. I read them in college.
I took college level classes in high school where I had to read.
And then you
Lord
can also
Maurice.
read books outside of a curriculum. You can do that.
No, I know. It's just I associate it with you are
Yeah,
supposed to read
right.
this book, and so now I'm like I can't. 'Cause
They're actually
someone told
really
me
not
to.
not super long too. And there's like extra bits.
Bits.
Yeah, maybe little jokes. And
Yeah.
there's all little poems and songs in there and stuff.
Oh, see, I'd skip those.
Yeah, I would skip those.
There's
too.
no way I'd read those.
Yeah.
That's like when I read.
But there's the whole Tom Bombadil thing. Do you even know who that is?
What?
You don't know who Tom Bombadil is?
It sounds like you just made that up.
No.
I don't believe you.
Tom Bombadil is a character.
You can't just remove a character.
It's a whole thing. They meet him on the road, and it's like,
He sounds either cute and funny or really fucking annoying.
I think it's both.
Okay. What's the book, before I forget, that you probably read in high school? It was really weird. They made it into a movie. It was highly CGI. No, that's a Harry Potter character, not that. It's like one word, like Beowulf or something.
Beowulf.
Is it Beowulf?
Yeah.
And I feel like there were a lot of moments of like songs
Yeah.
inserted, and I was always like, ugh, definitely. Who's sitting there like really reading it
Yeah.
and like imagining the
Well,
song
it's-
version?
Beowulf isn't like a book that somebody wrote in the 1900s. It's like a
I know.
like epic poem tale from that culture.
How dare you, as a teacher, expect a like 15-year-old
Oh, no.
to read that?
No, you
That's
can't.
insane. No, they did. I assure you they did.
I don't think.
I had to read that book.
Look, I know you may take offense to this, but like I don't think most teachers.
You were the teacher. I was only ever a
You
student
wanted
teacher.
to be like a teacher. of
No, I
that
wanted a
age,
master's.
so.
I didn't want to be a teacher.
Okay.
You were a teacher.
Yeah,
sucker.
but I didn't expect my students to do anything because I knew they wouldn't.
I mean,
'cause I
as
had
an
just been one.
adult, have you ever tried to read Pride and Prejudice? It's not easy.
Yeah, no. Even like, I mean, like.
Canterbury Tales, easy. I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so
All right.
that being said,
Ah!
James Bond, terrible movies for the most part.
This is
but
the problem
they're
too, though.
exactly what you want them to be,
Agreed. And they get better with time.
and they're like,
Up till Timothy Dalton, they're pretty terrible, and then they
and
get
they're
good.
like super, and like even Pierce Brosnan is pretty campy at times, and like pretty.
I love the
terrible.
Pierce Brosnan Bond movies, and anyone that says anything bad about them, I just think should leave.
I think Goldeneye is like an excellent movie. I think a lot of the other ones are terrible movies. Like the one with the guy with diamonds in his face and Halle Berry and stuff, but James Bond.
Theme. I think I have to go with James Bond too. Which one do we watch more?
James Bond. I mean, we've spent probably 18 times the number of hours watching James Bond movies. in
And I think you're right. Like the thing is, you have to accept it for what it is, and we do.
The Hobbit should not have been made into 3 movies.
I
That
still
was a
think.
cash grab, and I think that it deflates the entire series.
I think that doesn't count as part of the franchise.
Yeah.
Personally. All right. This one's gonna be really easy. Fast and the Furious, Rocky.
Rocky.
I mean, it's not even worth discussion. We're not gonna.
Rocky.
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 I love you.
She's like in the fucking stands.
I love you. I think pizza's here.
What are they? And then the thing they're like.
Hey,
Singing,
yo, Adrian.
They're singing the song in bed, and he's like, it goes do 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 do, and she's like do do do
Do do do do, and you're like, is this
They-
supposed to be a cute moment where your husband showed up
Yeah.
late for your brother's birthday because he was doing a play fight with his
Yeah,
friend?
he's sparring with his friend,
And
so
he
he's
tried
like, sorry,
to-
I missed your birthday party.
And he tried to surprise you with an anniversary cake a week
Yeah.
early because he doesn't actually know your anniversary or your kid's name.
Yeah. Hey, kid.
He doesn't
Hey,
call
kid.
him by his name until he's an adult man
Yeah.
in Rocky Balboa.
Fantastic movies.
Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean. The first one was like novelty good when you were in 6th grade.
Yep.
The rest of them, I don't think I've
I
even
watched all of
seen.
them recently, start to
Oh,
finish.
I remember that.
They are not, again, it's kind of like Bond. Like,
Yeah.
take it for what it is. They're Disney movies.
Yeah.
I honestly remember watching Pirates of the Caribbean with my brothers when it first came out. We were super excited about it. It was so cool. And when the movie was over, all of us agreed, like, that would have been a lot cooler if it had been, like, rated R. Like, bloody, gory shit. But it's a Disney movie, so they had fun with it. The narrative arcs aren't terrible, but, I mean, you cannot compete with Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's no...
And like
Way.
so many of the Star Wars movies are terrible in their own ways, but like much better than Pirates of the Caribbean.
Agreed.
Star Wars are also Disney movies now, so what's that tell you?
That's Disney didn't make them. Disney owns them. Disney didn't make them.
Sure.
Disney is making Star Wars television shows.
Yeah.
How's that going? How's that going? There's nothing
Hit or
even.
miss.
We should get the food.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do the next one.
Okay, pause. Or are we going to eat?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave the camera running, so I might cut it,
Okay.
and then we can start it back up.
Okay. Intermission. What are you doing? Hey Siri, will you stop the music?
And we're back. Going to be a little bit of an increase in throat clearing for the next 10 minutes. All right.
All right. So the last one was Star Wars beating Pirates of the Caribbean without much of a fight.
Did your drink get more full and mine didn't?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm drinking a lot faster than you. I'm ready to top up when you're ready.
Might as well. I mean, you're going to have to get up.
Well, I just got settled and you're not there yet.
Maybe if you had offered.
Do you want me to right now?
No.
Why don't we finish this side of the bracket?
I mean,
I don't even know what that is.
What is that? Oh, it's Harry Potter.
Shut up, the other one.
Zugo?
I don't know.
Oh, is it? It's Mad Max.
That's a franchise, really?
Yeah.
Is it really, though?
Yeah, there's like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, Mad Max Fury Road.
Isn't that the remake?
I don't think it's a remake.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Is it a remake? I don't follow the plot.
I'd say, okay, so Harry Potter wins.
Look, Harry-
Oh.
Yeah, sure. Harry Potter wins, but yeah. Continue.
You don't have an argument to make?
No.
I mean, I can tap the other button.
No.
It's easy. Okay. Die Hard, Jurassic Park.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Honestly, I also have to say I don't think I've seen the whole series.
Die Hard? Oh, like Die Harder.
We've
No,
watched
that's 3.
the first 2.
We've watched Die Hard 3 at some point.
Maybe the third one where he's in New York.
That's the second.
First one is in Nakatomi Plaza.
Thank you. I know.
Second one is at the airport.
Yeah. And the third one's the school in New York.
Yeah.
We've definitely seen that.
And then there's like the later ones where like Shia LaBeouf's his kid or something. Maybe that's Indiana Jones. But who's the actor?
I thought Peter Pacelli, who is Rocky's son in Rocky
Yeah.
Balboa and Creed, I thought it was Shia LaBeouf, and he thought it was crazy. But Shia LaBeouf is someone Iconic's kid. Iconics is not a word.
Who is his kid?
No, I think you're right.
Is it Shia LaBeouf?
All right, let's see. Live free or die
Do that one.
hard. Justin Long?
Oh, okay.
No, and a young hacker. I think he's the hacker. I
Oh.
don't think he's the son.
What's John McClane? Who is John McClane's son? John McClane Jr. Played by... I mean, thanks for all the universe. John McClane Jr.
Why does it... A Good Day to Die Hard. Is that the one? That's more recent. Jack McClane. Jai Courtney.
Okay.
Jai Courtney? Jai.
Jai.
How do you know?
I don't.
Oh.
Okay.
His birthday's in a few days.
Cool. Happy birthday, Jai.
Or
Jay.
Or Jay. Whatever
Jai.
your name is.
But the Jurassic Park movies in general, like it's just like any other movie series that came out between 1990 and 2010.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, great movie. Everything else, terrible.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Die Hard, only because it's the best Christmas movie ever made.
Can't not talk about it.
What?
Die Hard. Christmas.
God damn it!
Don't cough too hard.
I've got something in my throat.
Don't cough so hard that you throw up.
What?
Really? What did you think I was talking about when you reacted and said, "God damn it, Shannon"?
No idea. What are you talking
Then what were you reacting to?
about? Who died on Christmas from throwing up? What?
We are on such different pages right now. Can't believe you just said that. A few years ago, you were sick
Oh yeah.
at Christmas, and we were
Oh,
home in the
yeah.
loft, which has no privacy
Yeah.
whatsoever, and we were watching the first Die Hard.
And you had given me, I'd had chicken soup that had like parsley greens in it, you know, and I also had cranberry like apple bone broth. So when I was sick, it came out pink with green.
So festive.
And so I'm like sick and miserable and like in the toilet and like, but like you like come to for a second, your eyes are all watery and you're like disgusting from just having thrown up. And I'm like,
So here's my perspective of the day. In our loft, zero privacy. You're in the bathroom that, you know, is one sheet of
Yeah.
drywall
Yeah.
away from
and
me.
a glass with an air gap.
Yeah.
So like you could hear everything.
And I'm like watching Die Hard, and I'm all like cozied up on the couch, and you're like, "I'll be right back." And you leave for a second, and I'm like watching. It's probably like the most iconic, like action-packed scene of Die Hard, and I just hear
Yeah.
like, and I was like, "Oh." So I cannot think of Die Hard without thinking of Christmas-colored throw up.
Yeah. Nice.
So Die Hard wins.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the whole first round. That's every movie series that's ever been made.
No, there's the whole other side.
Oh, there's another side.
There's another side to go through.
Oh, there's another side.
Yeah, all of those movies we now are about to
Double
pit.
bracket.
Alien.
I don't know what that real term is. So wait, you're gonna go all the way down one side and do the other side, or
Well, yeah. How else am I supposed to do it?
I thought you'd go back and forth.
Why?
Because then you're not doing reruns already.
No, I'm on. Okay, so Alien, Mission Impossible, Shrek, James Bond, Rocky, Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Die Hard.
Yeah. What's the other side?
Completely different franchises.
Yeah, I would do that first.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You were just saying that you were gonna go and do Harry Potter and shit.
No, I didn't say anything about Harry Potter.
It's recording, so we'll play it back.
Okay. All I was saying was to recap.
Yeah.
Here are the movies
Okay.
that are about to be pitted against the ones that we select.
About to.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're about to choose between things like. I just don't think Star Trek is a movie franchise.
What?
I thought it was a TV show.
Did we not watch
Oh,
all the Star
yeah.
Trek movies recently?
All right. So I don't understand what you're saying we should have done.
I'm saying we should go through that list, including Star Trek.
That's what I'm trying
You were
to
trying
do.
to suggest that we continue down
Not at
the
all.
line.
Nope.
Of,
Nope.
Okay.
I was recapping the winners.
okay, let's go.
Can't wait to rewatch this.
What? You getting previews?
I mean, when you choose the bracket, remember when with One Hit Wonders, you were in charge. You saw all of it.
Okay.
And you had your little commentary about, like, this is going to be hard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Toy Story versus whatever franchise Clint Eastwood was part of. He's in a lot of movies, but I don't know what this is.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna look up Clint Eastwood. Sad when like the Gorillaz music video comes up before the actor named Clint Eastwood.
Well, goes to show you.
I mean,
Let me see the picture. Isn't that like the iconic like Dirty Harry or whatever?
you're so smart. When I said Clint Eastwood, you didn't know what it was.
Clint Eastwood movie?
Franchise. But you're right. It's probably Dirty Harry.
The fact that we've never seen that movie.
I mean, you can already assume that we won't choose it.
Yeah, Dirty Harry.
That's a series?
Dirty Harry movies.
Plural.
Yeah, Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, The Deadpool, Sudden Impact. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Can't be that good. Toy Story.
Toy Story, not a great series either, but
I just feel like we can't confidently vote on something we haven't
Yeah.
even seen.
that is confusing though. This picture, it's not. That's from the Star Trek TV show. Yeah.
I think I have a little bit of beef with any movies, any franchises being included in this that span very different generations, very different production
yeah.
levels. But I
But-
guess a franchise is a franchise.
Yeah.
But it's harder for me to choose something that has 6 different actors versus like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. That's like concise, same actors, same directors.
Yeah.
Well, not same directors,
Okay.
I guess, but you know. So anyway, Star Trek for me, I also would include the most recent ones, which
Yeah.
I really liked.
Yeah.
Those are good. What is that?
It's Bumblebee from Transformers.
Oh yeah. Oh well, Star Trek.
Star Trek. Yeah.
Obviously.
The Transformers movies are terrible.
The first one was fun, especially when you're like 17, but they're not good.
Was Megan Fox in the first one? And
She was the
like-
girl that like knew cars and was
Yeah.
hot and
And like they tried to make her look really hot and like, not that she's unattractive, but at the same time you're like,
am I supposed to be?
and that was Shia LaBeouf, right?
Yes.
Knew he was in there somewhere.
What happened to him? I feel like something happened to him from a PR perspective.
I think he was
And I
a
never-
child actor basically, and probably
Lost it.
was like, "Fuck this! I don't want to do this." Shit.
A lot of them did.
Yeah.
A lot of them like lost their shit big time. But like he's been in amazing movies.
Yeah.
Even like recently he's been in really good movies. So I feel bad for him that there have been some like rocky PR moments. Not to the extent of like Amanda
Yeah.
Bynes and Lindsay Lohan, which like, although she's come back around too. Ocean's 11 versus Marvel.
Like Avengers.
Well, still.
Yeah, Avengers. I would say Ocean's 11. I think they're cool movies. They're like well made, even though they're a little bit campy, especially the like second and third one.
Over Marvel.
I think I'm like you can pick up the theme here. I'm like super done with superhero movies at this point. Like I'm
True.
just like not interested.
Yeah.
And like the Marvel movies are good, fantastic things that are always on in a hotel room.
Literally every time.
But like they're not good movies.
No.
I wouldn't like, somebody asked me as an icebreaker question, like, what's your favorite movie? And I would be like, Thor,
Okay.
Iron Man 2.
If anyone ever does say that's their favorite movie, just leave immediately.
What's the one with like Danny Trejo or whatever with like Whiplash and he's got the whips and the parrot?
Iron Man.
Yeah, but which one? It's like Iron Man 3?
Probably 3. My bird.
My beard.
I want my beard.
I want my beard.
My bird.
He's like a Russian
We got you a bird.
Hispanic
It's
guy.
not my beard. Bird. Yeah. How do you know his name?
Is that who it is?
Yeah. He's in the Expendables.
Yeah.
Those like reading glasses. So
Yeah.
cute because they're all old.
He's a action star.
No, I know, but I would never have remembered his
Yeah.
name. I would be like the guy from Iron Man with
Yeah.
the bird, and you'd be like, yeah, Danny.
Yeah.
Danny.
Trejo.
Scary
Oceans.
All right. Blade Runner. Not a franchise.
They made 2 movies basically.
They remade Blade Runner.
No, but it's not a remake.
Fine.
It's a sequel.
I don't know if I count just sequels as franchises.
Okay. First Matrix movie. Just, I mean, it's
Okay, so
this
Blade
is
Runner
just
versus Matrix. He's completely moving on from my
Yeah.
beef with Blade Runner.
the first. This is a perfect example of every series for the most part that we've talked about recently.
Mm-hmm.
First movie, iconic, really cool, whatever. They go like, we watched those recently, and like, are there 2 or 3 movies?
There's 3 Matrix
Right,
movies.
and they made the second and the third one basically at the same time. It was one of those where like they filmed them all together.
Yeah.
And they released them like within 6 months of each other or something. It's
You have
like
to
something
include the
ridiculous.
most recent one, too.
Terrible fucking movie.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
When?
You were out of town. I watched it, and I think you like
Ugh.
came home while I was still
Yeah,
watching it,
yeah.
and you were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I have to finish it now."
Ugh.
And it
I
was-
do remember that.
It was really bad,
Really bad.
and it's like, I know that you guys are trying to cash in or whatever, but like, not good. And like the second and third Matrix movies are okay, but they're not great.
I would go Blade Runner.
I'd go Blade Runner too, because Blade Runner is like one of the best movies ever.
It's one of the best movies ever. It's based on a great book. And I almost said something as a total joke, but I don't want to record it. I was gonna make a joke about the people that wrote me The Matrix that
Oh,
are
yeah.
now they're
Okay,
like
don't-
trans
yeah.
and
Lana and whatever.
it's not eclipsed by
Yeah.
a PR whatever. Blade Runner is amazing, and the sequel is really good too.
I thought the sequel was good.
I liked
It's not like mind-blowingly good, and like it could have been better, but at the same time, like it was a good movie to watch, and it still had some of like the cool qualities that Blade Runner had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Ryan versus Planet of the Apes.
I don't think we fully watched either of these series.
I never watched any Jack Ryan.
I've never seen a single Jack Ryan movie.
We like him though.
Who is that?
Jim from The Office.
Oh,
What's
Cool.
his name? Not Tom Clancy, that's for sure. Damn it, what's his name?
I don't know the name.
John Krasinski.
Yeah. The Planet of the Apes, the first Planet of the Apes remake they did was pretty good.
I think the second one was actually good too.
I never saw it. I don't
That's where
think.
they like officially start to take over.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
Dawn of
Dawn,
and
yeah.
Rise of.
I remember as a kid desperately wanting to watch Planet of the Apes movies. Like the old school ones from like the 70s.
So cute.
And like if it came on
Was
TV.
it too scary? Your mom was
And I'd
like,
be
no.
like, oh, fuck yeah, it's on. And like we didn't have them.
Like Charlton Heston days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought they were so cool. But I remember watching like pieces of it.
What does he say in that scene at the end where they're on the beach and you see the Statue of Liberty?
It's something like, they really did it. Those bastards or something.
Yeah. That's what we'll cut in the clip.
Yeah.
It's really intensely dramatic. It's like way too much. It's very Charlton Heston. This one's tough because I haven't seen Jack Ryan, so I don't know.
I'd say Planet of the Apes, but by default, because like if Jack Ryan's not good enough to watch,
Yeah.
then
Oh man, Indiana Jones versus Terminator. I know my vote.
Terminator.
Indiana Jones. It's Harrison Ford.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I love Arnold, but how many times have you rewatched all of Indiana Jones? Terminator, I've rewatched the first one many
Yeah.
times. They're all
Terminator 2.
they're all good movies, but Terminator is the only really good one.
T2's good too.
T2, okay. But it's Indiana Jones.
And then like Terminator 3 is the one. What is is there a Terminator 3?
I think so.
Which is about. That's the one that came out in like the 2000s, right?
I'm gonna have to look. I don't know.
Because Terminator 1, he comes back to kill him. Terminator 2...
Is it Terminator 3 when he's like helping? He's like their buddy?
That's Terminator 2.
Oh.
Terminator 2, the T whatever 3000 or whatever comes back. It's the liquid metal guy.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's like naked.
They've now, Arnold comes back to save. What's his name? Sean Connor.
Sean Connery?
Yeah, Sean Connor. John Connor.
That's weird because
John?
John Connor.
John
Sean Connery
Yeah.
is in Indiana Jones.
Oh, true.
That's why I was like, you're skipping over
Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines was in 2003.
Christian Bale.
No.
No. That was probably like 2010.
I think Rise of the Machines actually has, what's her name in it? It's the one with...
The one that plays Sarah?
Yeah,
Which is the one where it opens with the like apocalyptic scene.
that's Terminator 2, where she has like the flashbacks. So Terminator 3 has like an older John Connor in it. And it's got like the female Terminator that comes back. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Very like early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Terminator, the next one is Terminator with Christian Bale.
What year was that? I was guessing 2010. I feel like it's going to be way off.
That could be right.
I remember seeing that in theaters for sure. It was the first time I noticed the mole on the side of his
yeah.
nose.
Terminator Salvation.
Oh, and they do open heart surgery
It-
in a fucking tent.
Yeah,
You're like,
man.
okay, sure.
Terminator Salvation, 2009.
Wow, close. Who plays his wife in that?
Don't know. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah. I think she's like pregnant.
Helena Bonham Carter's in it, apparently, too. I thought that was an okay movie. And then there's Terminator Genesis, which I think you watched.
These search results are so off. They're only showing me video games.
I think you watched, and I half watched. It's got like Emilia Clarke in it. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What is her like part in that?
I don't remember. Okay, going through the list of Terminator movies again. I'm going with Indiana Jones.
And you can, I mean, like, I actually think you should be a little
Yeah.
bit ashamed of
I
yourself.
was just thinking of Terminator, the first one. Like the Indiana Jones movies aren't good though.
What?
The annoying girl and
That doesn't make it a bad movie.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull with Shia LaBeouf. By
You
the way.
are not okay. Again, you need to focus on the core three.
Yeah.
Don't go with the outlier 25 years later shitty movie. That is so bad.
Okay. They're
Sean
making another
Connery.
one. You know that.
No, they are,
Yeah.
aren't they? I don't know why he agrees to these things. Christian Bale has been in a lot of movies. Okay.
Nobody wants to watch a podcast and you looking at your phone.
Wow, that was rude.
I mean, gotta cut it off.
I can't wait to tell you not to be on your phone. All right, Indiana
Indiana
Jones.
Jones.
I was right. Hannibal series versus
Hannibal's
the Dark.
a series?
Yeah, they did. It's Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and maybe one other. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Dark Knight trilogy.
Okay, so on this one, I'm gonna alter the rule.
Oh,
I think that the Dark Knight trilogy is just those movies.
well, because it says the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm not talking Batman here. Which
Yeah.
I'm again like Spider-Man on the other side of the bracket should have specified
Yeah.
the Amazing Spider-Man or whatever. I think that encompassing all three is not the right inclusion to make here. Dark Knight trilogy was great. Okay, so wait. First one was Batman Begins.
Yeah.
That one's a good movie. Dark Knight Rises with Heath Ledger, very good movie. And then it's with Bane.
Yeah.
That's
And
all.
Catwoman.
Those are good movies.
Yeah. Do it.
Okay.
There's just nothing down there.
Okay.
They ran. Did it like not load properly, or is it just
That's just it.
okay? Weird.
All right. Go back to the other side.
Yeah.
All right. Alien versus Mission Impossible.
Alien.
Yep, agreed.
This will go fast because
Yeah.
we've already deliberated
Yeah.
for the most part.
Shrek versus James Bond.
James Bond.
James Bond. Ooh, Rocky versus Star Wars.
Star Wars.
The Rocky movies really aren't very good,
No, they're terrible.
but we love
Especially,
them
like,
because
Yeah, especially like the later ones.
yeah.
Tommy Gunn and like
Oh God,
him as Rocky as an old man who's retired and has a restaurant
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
the restaurant thing is so fucking weird.
the Creed
Like he
movies-
ever cared about food
Yeah. He's never mentioned a restaurant ever.
or food.
Yeah.
Have
He
you seen him
drank-
eat?
He drank a fucking glass of eggs. That's like the only thing it's shown before.
I feel like yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Creed 3 is out in theaters now. No, just kidding.
Sponsored by Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Okay, God, sorry.
You can't just say Michael Jordan because then people are thinking we're talking about basketball. Which, Michael Jordan, if you want to sponsor,
Or Michael B. Jordan.
yeah.
It's like his name is Jordan, or his name is Michael, but he goes by Jordan, so Michael B. Jordan.
That was terrible.
All right, I know what my vote's gonna be, but I think we're gonna fight about it.
Okay.
Harry Potter versus Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Harry Potter. How do we resolve this? I don't think we're gonna talk it out.
I mean,
Harry Potter is like an epic 8-part movie series that changed like an entire generation.
that was a rip-off of Star Wars. And now the author is like a bigot.
I don't think it's fair to bring those factors in. I was joking before with the Matrix thing.
Yeah. Oh, so now that it's like,
And it's based on like an amazing book series.
now instead of being like a trans thing, you were okay with making fun of trans people, but now that it's somebody that's outwardly bigoted and
No.
anti-trans, you're like, let's not get into.
I wish this wasn't being recorded. I just feel like when we talked about Die Hard, we both agreed like they're not great movies. Die Hard is a great movie,
Yeah.
but as a franchise, which is the deciding factor here, I don't think it's a great franchise.
I mean, we can do Harry Potter. It's
All right.
fine.
It's gonna get harder. All right, back to the other side. Toy Story versus Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Ocean's 11 versus Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
I agree. Planet of the Apes, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Dark Knight versus Mystery.
Nothing. They just didn't give you a bracket
Yeah.
there. So
It's
Dark
a
Knight.
Dark Knight. All right, that's that side.
I guess that one's like, watching absolutely nothing better than this movie?
All right, Alien, James Bond.
James
James
Bond.
Bond. Oof. Star Wars, Harry Potter. That's kind of funny
Star
that it ended up
Wars.
being those. I'll go with Star Wars too.
Well, we're zooming through now.
Yep. Star Trek, Blade Runner.
Star Trek.
I will concede, like you did for me
Yeah.
with Harry Potter. I think because it's such an iconic, classic, old school.
I mean, Blade Runner has 2 movies up
Yeah.
against the entire
Yeah.
history of Star Trek and like.
and like
all the
everybody
lessons
knows Star
learned
Trek and like the
like,
jokes
yeah.
and live long and prosper and
Yeah.
like everybody knows
Shannon,
that
that is
stuff.
not a joke. It's philosophy.
That's how I live my life. Okay. Indiana Jones, Dark Knight. Indiana Jones.
I'm gonna go with Dark Knight on this one. I mean, you're gonna think about all the Indiana Jones movies.
There's 3 of them against the trilogy that is Dark Knight. I'm not counting the 4th Indiana Jones.
You have to. And like the trilogy of Dark Knight movies, like those are decent.
So they're decent, but they automatically beat
I
an
just,
iconic
like,
franchise.
It's iconic, but does that mean it's better?
Yes.
Okay.
Which one are you going to rewatch right now?
If I had to sit down, okay, here's the answer to that. If I had to sit down, if you told me we had to sit in a room and watch each of those series, right? You have
Each
to
of
watch-
these 2 that we're pitting against each other?
You have
Okay.
to watch all of the Dark Knight, and then you have to watch all of Indiana Jones. You can do it on separate days, like clean slate. I would sit down and I would watch most of the Dark Knight trilogy. by halfway into the first Indiana Jones movie, I would mostly be looking at my phone.
If Christian Bale were sitting there right now,
Yeah.
and Harrison Ford were sitting
Yeah.
there, which one would you choose?
That's it doesn't
It's
matter.
Harrison Ford.
What if Harrison Ford had been cast as Batman?
Oh man, that's funny. Because he's angry all the time. Wait, answer my question.
I mean, like,
No, they're sitting here staring at you,
between
waiting for your
choosing the
answer.
actors.
No, you're choosing the movies. They're just here.
I mean, I think Harrison Ford would be like, fuck off. I don't give a fuck which movie you choose.
Why am I here?
Why am I in this house?
All right, fine.
And Christian Bale would be like, didn't he like punch somebody or something? And like there was some big controversy. There was some big controversy where he was like yelling at the like mic operator or something like that. There's like a huge famous Christian Bale rant. Anyway, I would still choose Dark Knight over Indiana Jones.
All right, what are we going to do when we disagree?
I mean, I think you just concede to me.
Because you're the man.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I don't know.
Rock, paper, scissors?
That's kind of difficult.
Why?
I mean, I guess we can like.
Well, we got to do 2 out of 3. And you go rock, paper, scissors. You go on 3.
Go on scissors.
Go on scissors. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Just don't ever call this Rochambeau or I'll kill you. All right.
Rochambeau!
Rochambeau! That's how he says it. It's so fucking annoying. All right. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
He went rock twice in a row. He wouldn't possibly go rock a third time, would he?
Paper, scissors.
He wouldn't rock a third time.
Okay, so it's a draw because it was a draw. You won, I won.
I won twice.
Rock versus rock is a draw. That's not
What was
you
the
winning.
First one?
Paper covers rock. You
Yeah,
won.
and
And
then
then we
rock
both
versus
did rock.
Okay,
And then you did
But
scissors
if
just
you do
now.
2 out of 3, you don't call it a draw. You go again.
No, I'm not calling it a draw. I'm saying we should go again.
Okay. I thought I won the second one for some reason.
It's embarrassing for you. Rock, paper, scissors. I should've
Rock
done-
4 times.
I
in a
almost
row?
did scissors.
Are you trying to pull a? Who was that? Rohan Kashibe on me? At the end, that's how he won. Is he just kept playing the same thing?
I
Over
don't know
and
what you're
over?
talking about.
Yes, you do.
Fine. All right. Whew. James Bond, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I have to agree.
What happened to Harry Potter?
Star Wars beat it.
Oh yeah.
Star Trek, Dark Knight.
Are we gonna come down to a Star Trek versus Star Wars battle?
Depends on what you choose.
Star Trek.
All right, well, there's your answer.
Shit. We're about to lose half our audience.
What
We're gonna either lose 10% of our audience or 90%.
So Star Wars needs to win. I have to go Star Wars.
I would agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
easy.
So Star Wars is the best film franchise of all time. I don't know if I agree with that, but
All right, here's some others we can get into next time. Netflix series. I think we've probably not seen enough of them. Disney princesses.
oh wow. And I'll make a man.
Some guy made this website. Hottest actresses bracket.
Yeah.
Guess what? There's not a hottest actors bracket. Bikini
that's gay.
babes.
That's gay.
Bikini babes.
Okay.
What did I just say?
Bikini babes.
Did I say babes or gabes?
I said babes. You said babes, I said gay at the same time. So it probably got into your head. Bikini Gabes. It's just a bunch of guys named Gabe.
And they're hot and in bikinis. Okay, movie trilogies. Movie villains.
Oh, that's a good one.
Greatest modern TV shows. Best looking men. So hottest actresses, but best looking men. Most dapper males. Game of Thrones characters. That's gonna be fun. You ready?
We're gonna do it right now.
You want to?
Okay, if
Next
we
time?
speed round it.